And I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Thank you very much, Madam President. The Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela is grateful for the presentation of the report on the work of the International Criminal Court. Madam President, Venezuela is strongly committed to the respect, promotion and protection of all human rights and fundamental freedoms. We thus categorically reject the commission of heinous crimes, such as those laid out in the Rome Statute. We also take this opportunity to reaffirm our country's determination to continue to combat impunity for the most serious international crimes, as are crimes against humanity, war crimes, genocide and ethnic cleansing, whose very existence constitutes an attack on international peace and security. From this rostrum, we call on the relevant judicial authorities, including the ICC, to ensure that in the light of the ongoing genocide in Palestine, they fulfill the mandate that was given to them. It is time to meet the expectations that our peoples have, so that through justice, we put an end to one of the most painful conflicts of our time, which, without doubt, will help to uphold the credibility, legitimacy, and very existence of the instruments such as the Rome Statute. Madam President, our country has historically supported the fact that states have the overarching duty to ensure that the fundamental rights of their people are upheld, and also to ensure that justice is provided for when heinous crimes occur. In this context, the ICC is a complementary entity after the primacy of national jurisdiction has been exhausted. This ultimately, therefore, is a court that establishes a system of justice for serious international crimes rooted in national tribunals. National authorities, therefore, have the first responsibility, the principal responsibility, to investigate and try the crimes laid out in the Rome Statute, and the ICC only gets involved when states are not willing or able to act within their jurisdiction to carry out the relevant national proceedings. It is under this understanding that we categorically reject the so-called Venezuela I situation, which does not just seek to ignore national jurisdiction in this domain, but it also aims to manipulate international criminal justice to advance political agendas as part of the unceasing efforts to destroy the people's sovereignty of those who are trying to give in to the blackmail and pressure of foreign powers. These kind of maneuvers, which are a clear example of what is known today as lawfare, only weaken the ICC's credibility and integrity, and also the primacy of justice and human rights. Madam President, however, it is striking that the court's prosecutor's office does not act as quickly in other cases, including with the so-called Venezuela II case, in which very little or no progress has been made. This is a case that is trying to ascertain criminal responsibility on those who, based on the illegal implementation of more than 1,000 unilateral coercive measures, are on a daily basis committing crimes against humanity against the entire people of Venezuela. Giving unequal proceedings and applying double standards, therefore, in these cases pertaining to my country, will do nothing to restore the ICC's credibility. On the contrary, this is particularly concerning at an unprecedented critical time in which international judicial bodies are a fundamental pillar in the balance of the entire international system. That is why we think the time has come for the ICC to make specific steps to show it is not a body that is subordinate to the designs of third parties or those who impose illegal sanctions upon the court, and that is not unable to act, and it is not able to act contrary to the letter and spirit of the Rome Statute. Beginning relevant investigations pertaining to the Venezuela II situation, for instance, would be a first step in the right direction. Madam President, the Court and the Prosecutor's Office are well aware of the Venezuela's commitments to fulfilling its international obligations, including those on human rights. Even though in some occasions we have had our differences with the Prosecutor's Office in some of their decisions, this has never prevented us having smooth cooperation and communication with the Office. We are committed to the effective administration of justice in our national territory, fulfilling our obligations nationally and internationally. We therefore welcome the technical assistance that the Office provides the Public Prosecutor's Office and other Venezuelan institutions, which has allowed us to strengthen further our own national capacities in this domain. To conclude, we call on states to uphold the independence, objectivity, non-selectivity, impartiality, and transparency of the ICC's work. We must work together to put an end to the politicization of justice and to support all efforts to bring the truth to light and to ascertain criminal responsibilities for those who are the genuine perpetrators of international crimes. Impunity cannot be an option for those in Washington and in Tel Aviv, for those who are in positions of power, and those who abuse those positions to move forward their extermination plans from deeply racist and supremacist visions that have no place in the 21st century. Thank you very much.